All right, we might start with the formalities. Please make sure your mobile phones are switched off first and foremost. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Then we'll point to you, say your name and where you're from. We'll take questions in English first and then Sinhalese. So, who would like to start with questions?
Mahela, is it difficult to take a 7-over game very seriously?
Yes, sorry.
Is it difficult to take a 7-over game as seriously as you would want to in an international?
It's a bit tough. I think, we were planning that we'll have a shorter game, so we were prepared mentally. We had a chat in the dressing room, but obviously we were not sure exactly how the wickets was going to behave after it's been under covers. They got off to a good start. We picked up a couple of wickets, but I thought AB came and batted really well. We were probably 15 runs more than what we've anticipated. So it's good that we played a game rather than us sitting in the dressing room and going back to the hotel just to go out and, we'll never know that whether we might have to play another game like this in this tournament. So it's always good that we went out and had a game so we know where we need to improve.
Well, is Ajantha Mendis' situation worse than what was initially?
No, not really. I think we still saw he was fine. We just didn't want to take a unwanted risk, because we had 4 days for this game. We got another 4 days before our next game, so it was a sensible thing to do, to give him a few days off and rest him so that he'd be fit for the next round.
Mahela, 32-run gap in a 2020 game alone is a massive margin, but in terms of a 7-over game, that means completely Sri Lanka were outbeaten. What is your response to this?
I think, like I said, we gave 15 runs extra on the field. Didn't bowl to our plans, but even with the bat, we didn't get a good start. Lost wickets. So in a 7-over game, you have to throw caution and just try and, when you're chasing something like that, you have to try and get bat on ball, which we didn't do. So like I said, there's room for improvement. We can learn from this and move on.
Mahela, in any game, whether you lose or win, you get positives and negatives. How do you look at this game as? Any positives, any negatives? Something to improve? I think
in a 7-over game, what we did today, very difficult to find too many positives. I'm being very honest. We've started well. I thought Kulasekara bowled really well up front. Lasit, the first over was pretty okay, because you're going to go for runs anyway. We're just trying to limit the damage. Fielding was pretty decent today. Held on to a couple of good catches. The ground fielding was a bit slippery, but we tied was pretty decent. So those areas were positives. But with the bat, we need to make sure that we don't lose too many wickets up front. We lose momentum with that. So we need to improve, learn from our mistakes.
Mahela, do you think we have a lack of genuine hitters in the side? I mean, in the future, there might be occasions where we are required to score 60 runs into off 20 balls. That's going to happen. That might. So what do you think of that? Do you think we have a lack of genuine hitters, and is that true?
I think, we've got guys who can hit the ball out of the park. It's just some days it doesn't come off. That doesn't mean they can't hit the ball. So we just need to back ourselves to do the job when it comes to crunch situations. But, we can't, all of a sudden find players who can hit the ball. We've got guys. We just need to back them and make sure we get the job done.
Well, you wouldn't have probably minded it today. But do you think that carrying points through to the second round would make more sense in a competition like this?
Well, the thing is, then you have to change the entire, the way the structure is being done. So that means in the second round you can't have two groups, then you have to play in the same group so that everyone gets an opportunity to play the other teams in the other groups as well if you're carrying points. So the entire structure has to be changed. For an example, we'll never play Australia, Pakistan or India unless we're in the semi-finals. So in that case, the teams carrying points from those games, we won't get a chance to play Australia or India in the second group, so it's a bit unfair then. So you have to change the structure the way we played in 2007. So it's a you need to change all that if you're doing that.
And given the choice, would you have sort of, preferred your second round games probably be at R. Premadas than Pallekele?
Well, it's not in my control. I mean, this is how the tournament's been structured. I'm looking forward to going to Kandy. Got 3 games, obviously. We pretty much know who the teams will be, unless there are some drastic changes. So we just prepare ourselves for that and back ourselves to get to that last 4.
Yeah, Mahela, Angelo Matthews didn't come out to bat. Was there any reason for that?
Yeah, he felt something when he was bowling, but he completed his over. It wasn't nothing serious, but given the game that it was just 7 overs and the situation that we were in, we didn't want to take any risk. That's the risk in playing these kind of games. You need to make sure that your guys are not get injured, and we got another 4-5 days before we get all these niggles sorted out and have our best 11 out there on the park.
Yeah, and Lasith Malinga used to be the guy who you just throw the ball to when you want to cheap over, but in recent times that his form has been a bit up and down. Why do you think that is?
Well, obviously he's been around for quite some time. The guys will pick him sometimes and play him. To be fair, he was bowling to a pretty decent player in AB who can hit best bowlers in the world. So that's why I threw the ball to Lasith, hoping that he could pick up the wicket. Unfortunately, he took the wicket in the last ball, the 4th ball, 5th ball. So that's how the game goes. But I'll still back Lasith because he will turn up in big crunch games and change games for us.
Mahela, if I ask you to pick whether you were completely outbowled or outbat or both, because you weren't completely outfielded, but outbowled, outbatted or both?
Oh, well, we lost the match. There's nothing from there onwards. We played a 7-over game. We were not close to South Africa today. I accept that. We didn't play it the way we want to play. But other than that, what can I say? We just need to learn from our mistakes. It's just one game in this tournament. If we harp on this game, what happened, all the good things that we might do in the future might not be useful to us. So we just need to move on from this. I think I accept we didn't play to our potential, definitely.
Mahela, do you think that the wicket was more supportive to South African attack than us?
Well, given the conditions, we had a fair bit of rain as well. I mean, this game was to be an afternoon game. Probably the wicket would have played differently. It was under covers for some time, so obviously there was a bit of juice in that. But the wicket played pretty well. I thought, if we batted better in the first 3-4 overs without losing wickets, maybe get to about 35-40 runs, the last 3 overs would have been very interesting. But because we lost wickets, we never got any momentum. It just didn't happen for us.
Mahela, ඔබ හිතන්නේ නැද්ද තිසර පෙරේරා දිල්ෂාන් මුණවීර වෙනුවට තිසර පෙරේරා කලින් බැට් කරන වඩා හොඳයි කියලා?
අපිට එහෙම කිව්වොත් ගොඩක් දේවල් වෙනස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ දිල්ෂාන් ඇවිල්ලා ආරම්භක පිටිකරුවෙක්. ඉතින් අපි බැලුවේ ඔහුගෙන් වැඩිපුර ප්‍රයෝජනයක් ගන්න පුළුවන් නම්. මොකද ඔහුත් ගොඩක් ප්‍රහාරකාරී පිටිකරුවෙක් හින්දා. ඉතින් තිසරත් ඇඳගෙන හිටියේ පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න. නමුත් ඒ වෙලාවේ කඩලු දෙකක් එක ළඟ ගිහපු හින්දා මම හිතුවා ඒ වෙලාවේ පුණුකරුවන් හිතන්නේ නැති දිල්ෂාන් වෙවලා නව පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න. මොකද අපි පළවෙනි ඕවරේම කඩුල්ලක් දැවි ගිහපු හින්දා.
Last 2 questions please. ඒ වගේම අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබුණා කියන්නේ සම්පූර්ණ ක්‍රීඩා ලෝලීන් සම්පූර්ණ ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේ පිරিলা හිටියේ. ඒ වගේම අපිට දැනගන්න ලැබුණා පිරිසක් කියන්නේ කඩුල කියන්නේ බාධක බින්දගෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා පිටියට ඇතුළු නැහැ කියලා. ඔබ විශ්වාස කරනවාද මීට වඩා හොඳ දක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාවක් ඔබෙන් බලාපොරොත්තු නැහැ කියලා ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා ලෝලීන්?
මම හිතන්නේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයෝ කොහොමදත් අපෙන් දක්ෂ තරගයක් තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි මැදට සෙල්ලම් කරන්න යන්නේ හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරන්න. අපි කවදාකවත් පරදින්න යන්නේ නැහැ තරගයක්. ඉතින් අවාසනාවකට අපි අද තරම් හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරේ නැහැ. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ නායකයෙක් විදිහට ඒ වගකීම බාර ගන්නවා. නමුත් මම හිතන්නේ ප්‍රේක්ෂකයන් අපි කොහොම සෙල්ලම් කරත් මම හිතන්නේ උන් අපේ පිටිපස්සේ ඉන්නවා කියලා.
මහිලා සිංහල අසන්නන් සඳහා අජන්ත මෙන්ඩිස්ගේ යෝග්‍යතා තත්ත්වයත් ඉදිරියේ තියෙන ඊළඟ කාණ්ඩයට ඔහු සුවෙන් සිටිනවාද? ඔබ ඒ ඉදිරි තරඟාවලිය සඳහා සූදානම කොහොමද කියලා දැනුවත් කරන්න පුළුවන් සිංහල?
මම හිතන්නේ අපි අජන්තවාද තරඟයට සෙල්ලම් කරේ නැත්තේ එදා තරඟයේ ඔහු සුළු ආබාධයකට ලක් වුණා. මම හිතන්නේ අපේ බෞද්ධ චිකිත්සකත් වෛද්‍යවරුන්ගේ උපදෙස් අනුව ඔහුට තරම්ම අමාරු තත්ත්වයක තියෙන්නේ කියලා. ඉතින් නමුත් අපි හිතුවා මේ තරඟය ඔහුව සෙල්ලම් නොකර ඉන්න. තව දින 4-5ක් අපිට තියෙනවා ඊළඟ තරඟෙට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මට ගොඩක් විශ්වාසයක් තියෙනවා ඔහු ඒ තරඟෙට අපිට සෙල්ලම් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා. සූදානම් ඊළඟ තරඟ වලට අපි මේ තරඟාවලියට සූදානම් වෙච්ච අයුරින්ම තමයි අපි ඉතින් නුවර ගිහිල්ලා අපි බලන්න ඕනේ අපි කොහොමද සංයුතියක් හදන්නේ ඒ තනතිරුවට කියලා. ඒ තනතිරුව මීට වඩා යම් විදියකින් වෙනස් තනතිරුවක් සෙල්ලම් කරන්න වෙන්නේ වෙනත් කණ්ඩායමක්. ඉතින් ඒ කණ්ඩායම් වලට අනුව අපි හැඩගැස්සෙන්න ඕනේ. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Dank.
Thank you again. Same process. Please make sure your mobile phones are switched off. Hands up if you want to ask a question. We'll go for about 5 to 10 minutes. Who raised their hand first? I think you did.
Maybe just first things first, the thing on your arm?
No, it's all good. It's just a bit of bruising. It was sore initially, but it's not nothing serious, I think.
Okay. Just in terms of you said when you left England, all those shorting games would come in handy. Did it play a role today?
I think it must have played a role. Yeah, we played a couple there in England towards the end of our series there. We had a little chat before we started because it's not easy to keep the focus throughout the spells of rain we had, and we had a little chat about an hour before we started, and we just regrouped and spoke about the games that we played there, what we learned from it, and it was fresh in the minds when we went out today. So I think it definitely helped. The guys were on the button from ball one, so it must have helped. Yeah. No, but it can have, it's obviously unpredictable that you can't predict the weather and we can't control it. So anything can happen. You can get a reduced overs game well at any time. It could happen in the final. You never know. But we're ready for that now. It's still a short version of the game. You just got to think on your feet and be proactive, which we were tonight.
Abby, you said you'll be extremely happy if you beat the home team leading up to the Super 8. You must be pretty happy with the way things planned out for you during the day.
I am pleased. We enjoy every win, obviously. It's important to take your confidence and your momentum out of that, and I think we will. I wasn't too happy with the fielding. I thought we could have been more clinical there, but it was a bit wet out there. But it's still no excuse. We're a world-class fielding team, and we're better than that. But other than that, it was pretty clinical, and we'll take confidence from that. Not all the guys played, so it wasn't ideal circumstances tonight. Not everyone had a hit, but those who did had a nice hit, and the bowlers were superb tonight. So all in all, very happy, but still lots of hard work. We'll come back, work hard, especially on the fielding and other areas as well.
Abby, how are you boys liking these pitches? What's the feedback from the quickies?
Yeah, look, we're not. We still got to play good cricket. There was a bit of assistance there, a bit of bounce, but it's for both teams. They also got a very good seam attack with Malinga and Kulasekara there, which wasn't easy. But I just thought we assessed better than them tonight. We were probably a bit quicker on the button than them. But we're enjoying the wickets. There's a little bit of bounce here tonight, but still the guys. What made us play well was the amount of energy and the intensity that the guys had at the crease, the bowlers. You got to put it in to get it out, and that's exactly what they did.
Abby, you got a few days off now, and then you play Friday, probably against Pakistan, and you got 3 games within 5 days. Quite a busy schedule there. Yes,
it's something that we're aware of, and we actually spoke about it a few days ago already. We will take a bit of a break away from the game the next few days, get our minds fresh again, because what's going to come is going to be intense, and it's going to require a lot of energy and mental strength as well. So we're prepared for that. We'll make sure we get together again a few days before that game, and we'll all be fresh. We make sure that in the training sessions we get the quality instead of quantity out of the sessions, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. 3 games in a short time, but we're ready to play the best.
Abby, you said before the game you were looking to get momentum out of a win here. How much momentum can you really take out of a 7-over match?
it's still a win. Like I said, if you beat one of the best teams in the world, which Sri Lanka is, they've been for a long time. They've been a very a world-class team. You take confidence out of that. It's nice to get into winning habits. It's something we don't take for granted, that's for sure. So we really enjoy the win, and we know that you're only as good as your last game. So the next one we'll be focusing on whoever we play.
AB, I don't mean to bring the game down to one shot, but can you just talk us through the 6 over mid-wicket of Lassit Malinga, and how much of that is predicting what's coming, and do you feel that, you know, a shot like that goes as far as that, just a single shot can really be a sort of momentum changer, a game changer?
Look, he's obviously one of the world's best. He's proved that over a long time. When you bat out there and you get anything to hit, you make sure well, first of all, that's probably an area where I'm strong at. I don't think the execution was as like he wanted it to. He probably wanted it a bit straighter and a bit higher. So I don't think it's his best ball that he's ever bowled. But I was waiting for his slow ball. I knew he had it in him. He had 3 options with that field. It's either a slower short ball, a normal bouncer, or a full Yorker. And it was that slower, shorter ball. So I was sort of expecting it. And I did get a bit of momentum out of that. And I think the team from the side of the field, when I'm sitting on the side and the guy plays a shot like that, like a hash, started today, I took confidence out of it, the way he played, hitting shots over the covers. I realised it's a decent paced wicket again, and I took confidence out of that. So I think for the team it's nice to see shots like that, and we take momentum and confidence out of that.
Maybe can you just explain the decision behind Faf coming in at 3 today in a 7-over game where he probably hasn't been in the best touch of late?
Yeah, Fafi showed good form against New Zealand in that warm-up game. He's a stroke player, and he's someone that likes the new ball. At his franchise at home at the Nashville Titans, he bats at 3, he scores a hell of a lot of runs there, and wins a lot of games for the Titans there, scoring at a good pace, a good rate. So Fafi we pushed up the order today at number 3 to do exactly that, and he played really well. So very happy about that, and it's something to look at in the next few games to come.
Last 3 questions.
Thank you, everyone.